As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
Of the monies in the community.
Yeah.
Uh,
So that's
that
that's why in honor of that we are celebrating powerful women today. And that's why
eh,
we've got these two powerful entrepreneurs on our show today.
right, because women in business are absolutely phenomenal. This is the era of the woman, and the change that's going to take place is going to be because women are just so dynamic, and they just they're very diligent in their businesses, and they run amazing businesses. So we want to welcome our first guest, Miss the Chef Lynette Astaire, and another amazing young lady who has started her own business. She specializes in plant-based food education and fasting, on which she has 10 years of experience. She has an online class called the Superfood School course that's called the Super School course, and she empowers people to get more plants on their plates. And her in-person engagement in events are engaging. So we want to welcome you and thank you for agreeing to be on the Business Zone. We're very happy to have you, and welcome. And this, I'm sure your bio doesn't give us half of who you are. So why don't you complete the rest of the bio?
Welcome to the business zone,
I
Lynette.
definitely will. Hi, welcome. Thank you guys for having me. To start off, I think what people really find interesting about me and just about my story is that I started my first food business when I was 11.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
See, women
it's pretty
amazing.
crazy. It's
Go ahead.
yeah, it started off. I had the school lunch. I didn't like the school lunch, and I decided to start making lunch myself. And this was at a time where Rice Krispie treats was just about to become packaged, but it was still just a recipe on the back of the box. And so started making those, taking them to school. Friends kept asking, continued asking, and finally I'm like, okay, you guys gotta pay. So started charging them. I was like, this like lasted like 2 weeks, guys. I was like, okay, you guys, come on, gotta give me a little bit of something. Started charging 25 cents per bar, and then that kept going on through junior high to the point where I would sell entire pans to teachers and to the nuns at my school for parent teacher conferences and things like that. And my grandmother, helped me open up a bank account. And it's really interesting. The two things I would spend my money on would be like really interesting health foods that my mother just would not buy because she didn't know what it was, and it was expensive and everything. And do that, and then I bought running sneakers. So still kind of like the shoes
Awesome.
and good food years later. So
That's
yeah,
an amazing that's an amazing
that's the big
story.
story.
Amazing story.
So you knew at a young age that you were your parents. Are you vegan or vegetarian, or are you either?
I'm neither actually. I've gone
Oh,
in and out. Yeah, yeah. So really the community that in which we serve is really like who I am as a person. And even though I've gone in and out of different diets, I've explored all of them. I'm consider myself a flexitarian, and that's going to be a new marketing term that's going to come up more and more as people really, not they cling so much to veganism because there's so many other things tied to that. And some people are like, hey, I just want to eat better, because at the end of the day, 70% of people who go vegan go back within a year. So it's really about just meeting people where they're at. And I'm that person. I keep everything vegan in the house, but when I'm traveling at a friend or Thanksgiving, I have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and
mm-hmm.
I stay happy and I continue to stay healthy. And I think that really helps to inform the recipes that we have, because take my I never take my palate so far away from what the majority of people are doing. So I really, keep that in mind.
That's amazing. And you knew, and so at the age of 11, which is pretty young for wanting to structure how you eat, right?
Crystal,
Yeah,
do you
well, a little bit though, a little bit. I didn't. Okay,
do you
sorry.
have a Crystal? Do you have a picture image of some of these foods? Did you have it?
I will get them. Let her finish while I pull them up.
Yeah, it's on our bio. So if you could
Okay.
pop it up there, that would be great.
Okay. Sorry.
Because
Sorry.
because I want
Yeah,
to
I think the
talk
lasagna is pretty good on there. Everyone likes that one.
I want to talk to her about that. I think she has a Jamaican style food that I want to talk to her about. I think it's either curry or jerk chicken or something, right? I want to talk to you
Yeah.
about that because I want to try that.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. I'll definitely have to get that to you guys.
And
But yeah, it's all
and
about
and
making everyone comfortable.
he's a very finicky eater. He doesn't eat
Uh-huh.
anything besides Jamaican food. First of all,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
that's
Yeah, that's
all
usually
he
how it goes
eats.
though, and those are the best people. Usually, if you like everything, you'll try it. And the biggest compliment that we get all the time is just like, "Oh my God, if I could eat this, if you showed up to my house every day and made this, I would totally have no problem being vegan." And I mean, that's why I created Superfood School, because this is the first time in human history where we can't look to our elders, for food advice. So many different things are passed down, but those aren't in the best
Yeah.
interest, of our health and wellness all the time. It's all food, but it's not
Yeah.
necessarily something that's helpful. So, you can't necessarily ask your grandmother about spirulina though. Although Gilbert, I feel like, and I've always said this, a lot of, if you're from the islands, because,
Yeah.
everything is kind of growing, off the tree, you guys
Yeah.
naturally just have a cleaner, more farm to table diet, because
Oh
farm
yeah.
is in your backyard. Their
Oh yeah.
mangoes, their
That's
coconuts and
true.
everything. And,
That is
just the
true.
natural, things that are there, like sea moss is actually sea moss is actually helpful as a prebiotic. So whatever food that you're eating, if it's heavier or not, like, it's all a part of the process, because you guys are so much more connected to nature. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
always admiring, like, anyone from the island, because I know you guys are
Oh
good
yeah,
there.
that is so true. See, when I was growing up and my mom is preparing dinner, she just go into the backyard, into the garden, and she just cut whatever she finds in there, prepare a nice meal. It was great. It was amazing.
Yeah,
Delicious.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
that's
good
what we
thing.
do now.
Yes.
We have a
Crystal has her own garden right now, right, Crystal?
yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
my sister and
awesome.
we started a garden, so we're growing greens and collard greens and kale, and we have fruit trees and corn, and I just planted a whole bar of herbs and mints, and we have bush beans growing right now, and onions, plenty of onions and peppers, and basil. We have a full on.
Okay, okay.
It has
Pickle
become an
'em.
obsession. Hmm? I'm sorry,
Go-
say that again.
Yeah, that basil grows really, really wild. I said the basil
Yes.
grows really wild. Like, I think people don't realize I used to grow a lot of food as well, and it's just basil. You can do so much with it. But when I say basil, I always tell people blueberry basil smoothie with coconut milk is delicious.
I
Delicious.
gotta
It's
try
another sweet
that.
way to do it. It's
I
so
gotta
good, guys.
try
It is
that.
so good.
You
Yeah, that's a
know,
good way to use your basil in a sweet way.
Okay.
when I get my next contract, I'm gonna have to hire you, Lynette, because I really need someone with your expertise to cook for me.
Wow, that's
Oh
big.
man.
so, so Lynette, I actually you were in my email, and I'm not sure what your email was already in my email. So we must have met each other at some point, or
Okay.
we've reached out, because when I went to go put your email, I was like, wait, how is she there already? So I don't know
Maybe.
how that is, but
Okay.
your email was already in my email system.
Okay, that's a good
So
that's a good
we
sign. I'm all about signs. That's good.
It's a good sign.
We're on the right path. We're on the right path.
Yeah,
So
I'm not
so
quite sure why that is, but yeah. So I totally agree. Food off of out of your own garden is just absolutely phenomenal.
yes, that's
It,
true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
yeah.
true.
yeah. Yeah.
So
So what?
so Go ahead, Crystal. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So when did you start your business? I know you started to do business at 11, but when did you actually start your course and the business that you have today?
Oh, now that's the funny part. I always tell everyone like my whole life and everything has been super secretive. So after that, at age 11, I went on to high school, and I just dove into studies. I wanted to be a doctor. I went to the same high school that Michelle Obama went in for high school. So like super
Mm,
serious, all the AP classes, all the things. And then I realized that I wanted to go to art school, and my mother's from New York, so I ended up actually getting a bachelor in fine art. And I worked in the arts and entertainment industry for years. And while I was doing that, that's when I started to just delve into the lifestyle more of healthy eating. Since I was out of the house and in college having to do my own thing, the choices I was making was just like much more healthier stuff. And also because of New York, it's like the food capital of the world. So I got to kind of try everything there. And if you're an artist, 9 times out of 10 in New York City, you're likely going to be working in a restaurant. So over the years, I did a lot of stuff to just pay the bills. So a lot of, front of the house, back of the house experience. So all these things are kind of happening in the background. I was just essentially living my life, but building that experience to be able to start this business now, which I actually haven't been doing for that long. It's just been a few years. Of actually Superfood School being in business. For that, I was doing
Mm,
retreats because, as you mentioned, I was I practiced, juice fasting, and I started that in college after my mother got breast cancer for the second time. So that kind of
mm,
slowly got me into that. And then, from the retreats, I realized like, okay, this is a whole curriculum here. And, there's so many different people that, can't pay thousands of dollars to go to a retreat. How can we get this to people? And then that's when I started to kind of think about, scaling and all of that stuff. I read the E-Myth Revisited, which I suggest for everybody. It's one of the greatest
mm-hmm,
business books.
mm-hmm.
And just start learning about franchising, and I applied that to just a different, restaurants and stuff I've worked in. I'm like, okay, we can really get this to the people. So a lot of what I've been doing for the past couple of years, inadvertently, while building the business and building a brand, I've also having to like just learn how to do business and learn the whole act of the whole thing, because as a freelance artist before that, I really don't have this corporate experience. And so I always joke to say like the last 18 months I've been getting like my Google MBA and just like collecting so many different people, amazing people like Gilbert that has already like helped me dodge a hell of a lot of bullets in the past couple months of meeting him. But yeah, going through that process, and now I'm super excited because where we are in the world and where I am in my business, like I'm actually in the perfect place. Like I know a lot of people can complain, but I really can't complain because I'm literally at the perfect place. This is the perfect place to continue to scale and grow. All of the things are aligned, and I'm really happy and excited to just be able to serve more people with this healthy food.
Right,
And
right.
right now, this
So
is so important because of Gilbert. I don't see the pictures, so I'm going to see if I can go to her website and get them.
I'll send it again. I'll send it again
Okay.
because I got it on the
Um,
screen right now.
Okay, so but with what's going on with COVID, what I've said from the very beginning, the one thing that we can control is what we put in our body. And if
Yeah,
our body is strong, it can fight against whatever is
Exactly.
trying to attack it because it's designed to do that. And so this is the perfect time for you to be able for you to meet your audience, right? And everybody's online right now, so it's the perfect time. And I think more people are going to take what they're ingesting into their body more seriously after this the season that we're in.
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
definitely. It's inevitable for people to, move toward wellness. And I mean also because unfortunately we're at home more, but we're at home more, so we're able to, be able to really take it. I have a bird in the you guys can hear that? Sorry, I'm
That's
outside,
cool.
but it's doing its thing. got
That's
got
awesome.
old friends.
Nature.
But oh my God, guys, come on. I'm like working over here. she's trying to get in. Like I told you, I'm vegan right now. I'll take you off the tree and put you on a plate.
One of our listeners wants to know: are your classes online, or are they on TikTok, or are they on Instagram? How do they the course?
Wow. Okay. So so the course. So everything actually is, we're B2B business now. So we were B2B before, and we were moving into B2C once we launched our cooking kits, which goes along with the online course. And this happened about a month or so before COVID. We started working on that, because before that, the majority of what we were doing were experiential events, B2B. So we did workshops for like WeWork. We did a lot of things with MAC Cosmetics, Summit Series, just really getting people, that have these corporate kitchens inside of their kitchens and really learning how to do that, because you spend a majority of time at home. So our business is actually not for consumers. We've got our Instagram, where we have a lot of free information on there as well. And if you sign up on Superfood School to get our updates, we use in like free updates and recipes and different information. But talking business, that's definitely down the line. We're going to go ahead and go back to that. But right now, we really want to serve people that are working from home, and really want to, really from a financial perspective, kind of put a little bit more responsibility on the businesses that need to take care of them. Because, when it comes to just the welfare of, every working person, like the $1,200 check, I feel terrible asking for anything when I know with what's going on. And, we're talking about PPP and different money. These big businesses have it. So, cut a check so we can really help people. So, whoever's asking, please send an email on our front page. There's an intake form. Let us know about, the business that you work for, and connect us to your HR department, or who's there in charge of incentivization for your customers or wellness. And we can have a program for you guys and your coworkers and your team. So we're here just in a slightly different way.
How do the listeners get a hold of you, Lynette? There's a phone number or email that you want them
they
to have.
can go to superfoodschool.com. At superfoodschool.com, there are plenty of resources. We've got the Learn Shop, which basically is a shopping resource to kind of give you some understanding on some of those, really new or exotic or very important ingredients to really help you on the plant-based journey. That's free. And then we have a handful of guides, PDFs for smoothies, for our dinner series that we did last year, the recipes from that. And yeah, we've got all that, as well as our Instagram, and there you can fill out the intake form and you can find more information, as I mentioned before. So superfoodschool.com, and then there as well as the Instagram.
That's Chef Lynette, right? Chef Lynette. All right.
Now
superfoodschool.com. Yep.
So when probably next year or so, when are you going to go back to addressing the going for business to consumer at some point when we return to whatever is going to be our new norm?
Yeah, definitely. That's about, I'd say maybe 18 months down the line. We really want to build our base, and the easiest way to do that is by bulk sales. So it's my father put it best when I told him that we were pivoting. He goes, okay, cool. This is now about sociology as opposed to psychology. It's easier for me with my background, talking to art directors and everyone, in the arts and entertainment world. It's easier for me to talk to a key decision maker with this limited budget, as opposed to just, having all this money as marketing to be able to really dial into each and every person, to, make this smaller purchase. So it's easier to start now. And, from there, those are the early adopters. And from there, we'll obviously hold on to a lot of people that'll, pass on this information to family and friends, build up that FOMO. And, before you know it, we'll be able to serve everybody.
Okay.
So is there on the horizon as well, as because you said you have some packaged foods, or is it frozen, or is the plan to create a frozen line or a packaged line of foods?
Yeah, so what comes with the course is our superfood starter kit, and that is a box with 6 different starter recipes that coordinate with 6 of our superfood and spice blends. All right, and that ties into all the information that you're going to get online. So anyone that's working with us with B2B, that is a part of the package. So yes, but nothing frozen or perishable. Oh my God, the margins on that are terrible.
Okay.
No way.
So it's all
Uh-uh.
fresh.
No refrigerator. These are spices. Everything, it's just spices and superfoods. And when you think about it, those are the things that are most important for people to A, get that flavor, and B, get that function. You think about Christopher
Okay.
Columbus and all these people, they had to bring back the spices. You can put anything on the table. You can put meat, you can put vegetables. You're going to need some type of flavoring to add to it. And
Yeah.
that's where we go in, because one of the biggest pain points in the plant-based diet is that flavor. So we really want to get people started with that, and in small incremental steps, because when people go down the grocery aisle and they see these superfoods and things they can't pronounce in these big bags that are $50-$60, it's like, okay, wait a second. So let's meet people where they're at and give them a little bit of something to make a few smoothies, to make a few salads and soups, and then be able to explore, without those things, because it's not all about that. It's about the command of just the entire plant-based diet. So all that's in a package. The physical product, and then the online product, and all of that is together.
Oh,
That
awesome.
sounds
So,
great.
but one day you could be in a Sprouts or Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, because that would fit in your Bristol Farms. That would fit into your demographics, right?
Oh, to have
Your
the kit
super.
in the grocery store?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the, bigger thoughts, like later on down the line, Gilbert, we'll probably talk about this in the milestones later, but
Okay.
but one of upcoming milestones would really be able to just, really specifically pair with like farmers markets,
Oh,
and
okay.
different businesses like that, because we really want to keep that idea on the table. We really want to encourage people to eat seasonally, and we want to encourage people, to eat locally, seasonally, as freshly as possible, and to explore those things, because that's a lot of what, Superfood School is teaching you, to be in that way. So, to put them in produce boxes, or, to put them in CSA. So really just to kind of stay close to that
Mm,
aspect of
Awesome.
it.
very good.
That's pretty often. I sit on a board of an athletic program. We teach kids how to play tennis, and just before sorry about this. Just before COVID, we had partnered up with the American Heart Association, and so we brought on a chef, and well, part of that was bringing on a chef and teaching the parents how to fix healthy foods for their athletes. Because our kids are competing, and so we were that was at the very beginning, and we were developing a newsletter and all that goes along with that, because to play that sport in a tournament type environment requires a lot of their bodies, and making sure that they're eating healthy and understanding, but helping the parents know how to cook for them to make sure that they're eating healthy. So that's absolutely phenomenal. This is a nice niche you're in, because
Oh
I
yeah.
Yeah.
don't know if there's too many of you out there. Are there
It's
doing
Too
very
the
many of
unique.
business
no,
doing
no, no,
business
no,
the way
not
you're
at all.
doing it?
No, not at all. And that is a good thing, but then that also is not a good thing, because it's a lot of explanation, and so it's a lot
Mm.
of selling. Even though the concept is great, and it completely makes sense. People are always looking for things to compare it to. So you can compare it to a Blue Apron meal kit, but it's really not that. You can
Right.
Mm.
compare it to a cooking class, but it's not quite that. It's really a hybrid thing that's really, again, is very timely for where we are right now. And so, like I said, we were just doing hands-on cooking classes where literally we go to Whole Foods and throw everything on the table and just watch everyone play. And so, as I developed that, watching people how they're cook, seeing their pain points, I know exactly, what's going on. Like, I can go into anyone's kitchen and people can say like, oh my God, I cook every day. I literally look at your cleaning supplies and just the way that you have your kitchen, or even the apron that you have, and I can determine exactly like what you're doing or what you're not doing in the
Right.
kitchen. So it's
Right.
always really interesting,
Oh,
to be able to
really?
kind of, really, really, really. Oh my God. Yeah, I can tell by the apron, because an apron is not fashion. It's about utility. I have ugly microfiber aprons that just get everything done. If it's too pretty, like, girl, you're doing this on Sundays for like an hour. That's okay. You're doing it for Thanksgiving, but like, chefing, like cooking, and even if you're doing meal prep, I can tell if you're doing meal prep a couple of hours every Sunday, to really keep things together, because it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing, and everyone needs to know, and everyone needs to learn more and more, because again, this is not something that we can necessarily go to our elders to be able to do. So really, developing this online community, and just allowing people to kind of share and connect, and to learn from each other. We're really looking forward to being able to continue to scale that online, and build the community, because that's one of the biggest things that I miss my cooking classes. Like, when I look back and I think about all the restrictions we have now, I'm like, damn, we were just mixing the food, tasting. I mean, we throw a bunch of oh, try this, oh no, add this, oh no, let's do, oh, this one's too, ew, you like that, but oh, so much learning, so much stuff. And so, I did a class for Lululemon 2 days ago, a virtual class, and it was great, but I'm still getting used to, just that aspect of everyone's sitting at home in their kitchens doing their thing, and me still being able to kind of connect to them. But it's, at the end of the day, it's actually great, because when you're in your kitchen, we're meeting you exactly where you are, because when you're in the kitchen in our classroom, you still kind of got to go home and get your bearings straight. But if you're at home, you can start grabbing things and doing things and asking questions. So, again, I'm looking forward to be able to add more technology to this, and as our appliances begin to become more and more connected, how that can really help the whole situation. Is a very, very long term thing. We have the rest of our days, to be able to explore that as we get to this new normal, quote unquote.
Well, this is awesome. I'm just so excited about what you're doing, and eating and eating healthy is so important. And this chili right here is just fabulous. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
so if your food looks like this, that's some good stuff right there.
Well, Lynette, thank you so much for appearing as a guest
savory
on our show. We really appreciate it, and the information that you share with our audience is phenomenal. So at the end of this show, we're going to provide you a copy of this tape, so you can forward it to all of your clients, so they can see and learn a little bit more about the services you offer. Okay?
Yeah, and don't go away yet. We want to join, because I think there might be some synergy with the two with our other guests. She's also a businesswoman, and I'm excited to learn about her. Just awesome. I thank you so much for being on the show today. We've learned a lot about superfoods.
Oh my God, thank you. I will be in touch, like, for these grants and everything. Oh my God, believe me, we need every dime that we can get. So I thank you guys for being such a resource for all that, because we can't do everything at once. So it's good to know people are on our side.
Yeah, I will send you over the grant information later on today or this weekend, and then you can get into the system, because every little, $5,000 is not a lot, but it's something. So we don't.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.